These are the solutions for the second quiz in the first trimester for Algebra 2. So this whole quiz is basically a factoring quiz with a little bit of solving by using factoring. The big thing on 1 and 2, and these problems are commonly missed, is it's just a different set or a different view of the x-intercepts or the roots. And so basically you just take those and use the rules of how to build a factor from the x-intercept. So we have an x plus 4 for this one and an x minus 4 for that one. Here, no common factor. So we have an x plus 3 for the -3 and an x minus 2 for the 2. Pretty straightforward. On 3, 4, 5, and 6, you need to use a root finder, which the best one is the polysimult on the school calculators or your own. Just make sure you have 2 as the order. And then you put in the coefficients, 3, 14, and -5, and press solve, and then out comes the x-intercepts. It will not get common factors, so make sure that you're checking for a common factor in the end. So those are the roots there, and then 0 and 9, and then -2 and 3/2 here. So you want to go through and get those x-intercepts. Another nice little root finder that's online, should you so care, is the Math Portal site. So go mathportal.org. You can type that in or copy and paste it however you would manage to do that. I think you can probably find the link in one of the learning plans. Type that in and it's going to deliver to you the 1/3 and the -5 that we need to do this problem right here. Okay, so either site, either way is fine. I should say the polysimult 2 is a site, it is an app on a calculator. All right, so build the factors. Well, how do you build a factor from a fraction that's an x-intercept? Well, you do denominator times x and then the opposite of the numerator. You really do that for everything. So the -5, you're really doing 1x plus 5. It's really backward solving, and you'll see it on problems 5 and 6. So if you did the FOIL product, you would get that original problem back. So here, 2x minus 5, 1x plus 3. But notice that 2x times x is not 4x squared, so we're going to have to adjust with the common factor of 2. So one thing that does not happen with the technique that I show you is it doesn't get common factors. You have to find those. All right, 5 and 6. So you're going to do the same thing. Write out the factors equal to 0, and I'll highlight the extra pieces of this. So this would be 2x minus 3 times x plus 2. Oops. We need to subtract the 5 over. So I'll just make that a -6 equal to 0 since I don't have the room. But I do have the right roots. So those two were right. But you do need to take the 5 over and make that a -6. Check for a common factor. There's actually a common factor on this one because x times x is not the -x squared that you need. So there's a common factor of -1 there. So what's extra here? Well, first of all, the equal to 0 is extra. So that means we need to take each factor separately equal to 0 and solve it. Well, that one's already solved. And lo and behold, you're going to end up right back at the zeros that you started with. So 2x equals 3 and x equals 3/2. And it's precisely this technique that allows me to show you how to do this. So all I'm doing is I'm backwards solving. So I know these or get them ahead of time, and I can backwards solve to get back to the factors. So what does that involve? How do I get the 2x minus 3? Well, it's the denominator here, because that used to be multiplied by x, times x, and then the opposite sign from the numerator, because that got added. We did an add op there to solve. So all that I'm showing you is actually backwards solving to do your factoring. So all the highlighted piece there is the parts that you really have to show that's extra. I guess the stating the answer again is extra too. All right, so final page here, I give you the x-intercept, and then you have to write the product, and then I would like the quadratic in standard form, which means you have to FOIL it out. Plus 11x plus 6. And you should check it out using the app or at Math Portal. Okay, so here, common factor of 2, we have an x minus 4 and then a 2x plus 5. Sometimes I just write down an x next to the denominator. That helps me to picture what should be multiplied by x. So my advice to you, if you're going to multiply 2 in, you only do it into one set of parentheses, the first set preferably. And then we're ready to do the FOIL product. So 10x minus 16x minus 40. And so this is 4x squared minus 6x minus 40 for the final standard form quadratic. So please only multiply the common factor into the first factor. And that is the first practice for quiz 2 in the first trimester.